Imagine a garden teeming with life, with butterflies fluttering, bees buzzing, and birds singing. Isn't it a sight to behold? This is the charm of a wildlife-friendly garden, a sanctuary not just for you, but for the many creatures that share our world. It's about more than just enhancing the visual appeal of your outdoor space. This is about cultivating a thriving ecosystem right in your backyard, supporting local biodiversity, and forming a connection with nature that is both rewarding and enriching. Picture it, a barren patch of land transformed into a bustling haven for wildlife, a place where nature flourishes and life thrives, all because of the decisions you make and the actions you take. Ready to get started on your journey to create a paradise for local wildlife? Great, let's dive right in. First things first, the choice of plants in your garden can make all the difference. Let's dive into the world of native plants, the unsung heroes of any wildlife-friendly garden. To start, you might be wondering, what exactly are native plants? Well, native plants are those that have evolved over thousands of years in a particular region. They're adapted to local soils, climate, and wildlife. More importantly, they form the basis of the food chain in your local ecosystem. Now, the big question is, why are native plants so important? The answer lies in their intricate relationship with local wildlife. Native plants provide nectar, pollen, and seeds that serve as food for native butterflies, insects, birds, and other animals. They also offer essential habitats for various creatures. For instance, the mighty oak tree can support over 500 species of caterpillars. Now that's what we call a wildlife magnet. Choosing native plants that attract pollinators is a crucial step. These pollinators include bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds, each playing a vital role in the pollination process, helping plants to reproduce. For example, a flower like the purple coneflower is a pollinator favorite. Its vibrant petals and rich nectar attract bees and butterflies alike. Another good choice is the milkweed. It's not just a plant, it's a lifeline for the monarch butterfly. The leaves of the milkweed are the only food source for monarch caterpillars, making this plant a must-have for any butterfly enthusiast. And let's not forget about our feathered friends. Plants like the serviceberry or the red mulberry produce berries that are a favorite among many bird species. So if you're an avid bird watcher, these are the plants for you. Incorporating a variety of native plants in your garden not only makes it visually stunning, but also creates a thriving, buzzing, chirping haven for local wildlife. And the best part? Native plants are low maintenance. They require less water and fewer chemicals, making them an eco-friendly choice. Remember, the more diverse your plant selection, the more diverse wildlife you will attract. So let's get planting. Water is the essence of life, and our garden friends need it too. Water sources, whether they're bird baths or small ponds, can serve as a lifeline for a variety of wildlife, from bees and butterflies to birds and even hedgehogs. Creating a water source is as simple as filling a shallow dish with water and placing it in a safe, quiet spot in your garden. For those who are a bit more ambitious, a small pond can do wonders for attracting a diverse range of wildlife. You'll be amazed at how quickly frogs, dragonflies, and even some water-loving birds will find their way to your garden. Remember, it's important to keep the water clean and fresh. Stagnant water can breed mosquitoes and can be harmful to wildlife. So make sure to regularly refill your bird baths and keep your pond well aerated. A simple water feature can make your garden an oasis for wildlife. And the best part? You'll enjoy a front row seat to nature's own little theater right in your backyard. Every creature needs a home. Let's see how we can provide one in our gardens. Just as we humans need shelter, so do the tiny inhabitants of our garden. By creating spaces for them to nest and take refuge, we can make our gardens a sanctuary for wildlife. Let's dive into how you can add these shelters and nesting sites in your garden. One of the simplest ways to provide shelter is by building a bug hotel. These can be as simple or as elaborate as you like. A basic bug hotel can be made from a pile of logs or twigs, which many bugs will happily crawl into. If you're feeling more adventurous, you could construct a multi-story bug mansion with various materials like straw, pine cones, and bamboo tubes. These hotels provide a haven for many beneficial insects, from ladybugs to bees and even spiders. Next, let's talk about birdhouses. These provide a safe place for birds to nest and raise their young. When choosing or making a birdhouse, consider the types of birds in your area. Different species prefer different types of houses, so do a little research to find out what your local birds will like best. And remember, location is key. Place your birdhouse in a quiet, sheltered spot to make it more appealing to our feathered friends. But don't forget about the creatures that live beneath our feet. Toads, newts, and hedgehogs all appreciate a cozy spot to hunker down. A simple pile of leaves or a log pile can make the perfect home for these critters. And if you've got a pond, why not add a toad house on the bank? Incorporating these shelters and nesting sites not only makes your garden more wildlife-friendly but also adds an element of charm and character to your outdoor space. It's a win-win situation. With these cozy homes, your garden will be a wildlife sanctuary in no time. A garden is not just about looks, it's about creating a safe haven for our little friends. Organic gardening practices play a crucial role in fostering a wildlife-friendly garden. By embracing these practices, we ensure a safe and healthy environment for all creatures, big and small. First and foremost, one of the most significant aspects of organic gardening is steering clear of synthetic pesticides and fertilizers. These chemicals can be harmful, even deadly, to many forms of wildlife, including insects, birds, and mammals. Instead, opt for natural alternatives. Composting, for instance, is an excellent way to enrich your soil naturally. It not only recycles kitchen and garden waste, but it also feeds your plants with vital nutrients. Speaking of pests, it's essential to understand that not all bugs are bad. Many insects play a vital role in the garden ecosystem, from pollinating flowers to keeping harmful pests in check. So instead of reaching for a can of insecticide, consider using natural pest control methods. Introduce beneficial insects like ladybugs and lacewings, or plant companion plants that naturally deter pests. Water conservation is another cornerstone of organic gardening. Collect rainwater, use drip irrigation, and water your plants early in the morning or late in the evening to minimize evaporation. These practices not only save water, but also create a more natural environment for wildlife. Lastly, let's talk about diversity. A variety of plants means a variety of wildlife. Plant different types of vegetation that flower and fruit at different times of the year. This will ensure a continuous food source for various creatures throughout the seasons. Embracing organic gardening practices does more than just benefit the environment. It also brings about a sense of satisfaction, knowing that your garden is a thriving, self-sustaining ecosystem that supports a wide array of wildlife. Remember, a healthy garden is a wildlife-friendly garden. So, there you have it. Your step-by-step guide to creating a wildlife paradise right in your backyard. We've covered everything from choosing native plants that attract pollinators, to creating water sources, adding shelter and nesting sites, and embracing organic gardening practices. Each of these steps is a vital piece of the puzzle, contributing to a thriving garden that supports and nurtures local wildlife. Remember, your garden can become a sanctuary for countless creatures, a place where they can thrive and contribute to your local ecosystem. It's incredible to realize that even our small actions can make a significant impact. We'd love to hear about your experiences, any surprising visitors to your garden, or any tips you've discovered in your journey to create a wildlife-friendly garden. Let's continue the conversation in the comments below. Turn your garden into a lifeline for local wildlife, and witness the beauty of nature unfold right before your eyes.